Hamvention 2025 is just behind us, and I'm going to show you all of the cool stuff I brought back from the show. Stay tuned. So Hamvention 2025 was an awesome event. I got to meet so many cool people. People that I work with typically over Zoom doing VEs from the Aurora Amateur Radio Group and the Ham Radio Crash Course team. You all know who you are. Thank you for finding me. It was wonderful to run into you and everything else and meet you in 3 dimensions. And so many other cool people. The people is why I went to Hamvention in the first place. But you're not here for my stories about the people. You're here to see the gear I bought. So let's get into it and see what I brought back. So what have I got here? Well, you would have taken a look at me and my proximity to Ham Radio Workbench, and you might be surprised to know that I didn't have any Pacenna gear before Hamvention 2025. And I said to George, well, what do I need? And he says, well, you need all the things. They are a family. They work together. So what have I got on the table here? Well, let's start up here. This is the common mode current choke, and it has inline female BNC connectors. It is rated at 100 watts. I have the 40 meter add-on kit, which is on a wire winder. It goes very nicely with the one-to-one balun and a dipole with extra spots for the wires to wind around. Also rated at 100 watts sideband, 50 watts CW. I have the end-fed random wire at with a 9-to-1 unun on it, and it is rated at, you guessed it, 100 watts. And lastly, I have the end-fed half-wave, which is rated at, you guessed it, 100 watts. These are made with 26-gauge copper-coated steel and a silky coating on the wire. And the first time I ever handled this wire, I thought to myself, well, this feels kind of goofy in the hand. But when I got it out in the field, it unspooled really nice and easily, and it is tangle-free. So that is the Pacenna family. I'm going to put a link down below in the description for you to find Pacenna online. This was Pacenna's first appearance at Hamvention since 2019. So next up are these circuit boards that were handed to me at the 4 Days in May vendor night, and I got 4 or 5 of them just put into my hand. Here, go build something. And the guy said with a smile as he handed them to me, they are W6IPA K3NG Arduino Mega CW keyers. So I need to figure out all the parts I need and build those up and do something with them. Next up on the list is the N6ARA tiny paddle version with a jack. So you're wondering to yourself, well, what the heck is this? Well, this is a backup CW key. So first off, I'm going to pop it out of its shell with a little bit of difficulty, and that's good. That's by design. And what you can see is a 3.5 millimeter connector at this end and a couple of keys. And this is designed to be a backup jack. It says DIT on one side and DA on the other. Now the really cool part is it just fits into this shell here, and then I can plug the cable into it, and I can hold it like this, and I have a backup key wherever I am in the field, and it goes together and it packs up really nice and securely to protect those contacts. So the N6ARA tiny paddle jack version. He also has one. He's got a plug version. If you prefer, you can just get an output plug on this end and it plugs in directly to the radio. Now, a good buddy of mine walked up to me and put this in my hand, and he has access to a laser cutter, and this is a wonderful name badge. It's stainless steel. It's been laser cut, and I will wear it proudly. All right, next up is the K6ARK mini microphone kit. And so what do we got in here? We've got a little piece of hookup wire, a really tiny push button, an electret microphone element, a 3.5 millimeter TRS jack, and 2 plastic hoods 3D printed. And you put all the parts together and you snap it into this hood, and then there is a spot for the push button. There's the spot for the push button. The microphone's at this end, and the cable plugs in at this end, and you plug that into your radio out in the field, and you have a very tiny push-to-talk microphone for most of the QRP rigs out there. And here's one more product from Adam K6ARK's table. This is the Remove Before POTA dust cap for BNC. Now, he had these there in a few different flavors. You could get them with a BNC dust cap or a SO239 or N dust cap. It actually uses the same threads on the outside of an SO239 for either of those connectors. And he had them without a chain attached to them at all, and just with a key ring. And so I got one with a key ring, and it's attached to my backpack, and I've got this one for my QRP rigs. He also has these in flavors of Remove Before SOTA. Next up is the Modern Morse Nameless Paddle. This is exactly what they call it, the Nameless Paddle. And to give you some idea, they come in different colors. They are meticulously machined. They have 4 rare earth magnets in the bottom to stick onto surfaces, and they're magnetically stick onto surfaces. They are a magnetic key with a ball bearing pivot design. There's 2 ball bearings in there, one at the top, one at the bottom. There's a little slide switch in it so that you can flip the dit for the daw, flip the dit for the daw, and they hold really nicely in the palm of your hand if you want to do it that way. All right, next up is the Seed Studios T1000E. This is an NRF52 mesh-tastic device, and you can see it's small. It is the size of a credit card. It's thicker than a credit card, as it would have to be with a contained battery. It has all of the environmental sensors in it for local weather and stuff. It comes with a charging cable that attaches magnetically, and I'm going to try and attach it with one hand here. And it attaches, it won't attach that way, so you can't reverse polarity it. But it will attach that way with a nice satisfying magnetic thud. So that thing's small. It's got a little lanyard holder on it. These were very popular at Hamvention with the Hamvention firmware on it. I think it's my new go-to everyday carry for mesh-tastic devices. And I picked up this badge, and it's my badge. And that's because I got to present on Sunday morning about a fresh approach to Go-Kit design. And this is one of the coolest badges I've ever owned in my life, because I've never given a presentation at an international conference before until this year. So if you missed that presentation, I will provide a link to it down below in the description. And if you'd like me to present that to your club, just hit me up. I added to my fleet of Elecraft equipment with this snappy dark blue ball cap with Elecraft's logo on it. I'm happy to add it to my fleet of Elecraft branded gear. I needed the hat. Doesn't a guy need a new hat every once in a while anyway, right? And last but not least, I picked up a fresh copy of the Ham Radio Guide from Giovanni Scavino, IK0WMJ. Now, you can buy this book from Wemo in Europe, and they ship internationally. This is a wonderful reference guide. I needed a new one because mine was almost 5 years old. It has maps, ITU, and no ITU prefixes, call areas, DXCC entities, most wanted, band plans, license reciprocity, grid locator, legal power, and then charts for dB gain, coax cables, satellites. It's got a ton of information in here. It is awesome, and it is all laminated. So you open the book up, and you've got a complete index here just inside the cover. This flips open. This flips open, and you've got great big world maps here, which is just cool. Let's take a peek here. We've got the table that shows call sign prefix, or countries by prefix. So if you wanted to know who 3 Bravo 6 was, that's Agaliga and St. Brandon Island, and it's 3 dots, which means it's number 31 to 60 on the DXCC most wanted, if you're interested in that stuff. So flipping through a little bit further, it has all of these by alphabet. That's the section I go to most often, because I'm always wondering what call sign is from where, and I can't remember that stuff. Next up, we have the All American States prefix. So all of the detail of the important cities and some population estimates in one column, what the capital is, what the prefix is, what CQ zone it's in, what state it's in, what the state is fully spelled out. Then we get into the maps, and these maps have a great amount of detail in them with all of the subcodes. So if you needed to know Senegal 6 Victor 6 Whiskey, if you're working a guy at 6 Victor 8, you can see, oh, well, he's on the coast, or 6 Victor 5 is inland. If we keep flipping through, now we get into the comparative band plan for IARU region 1, 2, and 3 by frequency, and it shows what each one of them is used for. So at 3570, you can see it's 200 hertz of bandwidth, and it's narrowband modes like JT65, JT65, JT65 right across the board in regions 1, region 2, and region 3. That goes on for pages and pages. It's a tremendous amount of information. Then we get into more IARU charts, who's the national organizations that handle QSL cards. This information goes on and on. There's a world time zone map on one page. Most popular national awards listed by country. And we keep going and going. We've got most interesting sites for amateur radio. RigPix, one of my favorite sites is RigPix. I always go there when I need to understand what a radio looks like. It's really fast and simple. An amateur license map, an azimuthal projection map. There are several of these out on the internet. So these are a collection of Giovanni's favorite websites for us to use, in addition to all of the other great information. There's web SDRs listed. Then there's great charts. Power level to decibel, decibel to power, some decibel reference tip, a VSWR conversion chart, which is super helpful to have around, and then some more information characteristics of the most conventional coax cables. And it doesn't just list the cables from North America, but it lists the ones from all over. And I can quickly see some Hyperflex 10 in there, so Messi and Poloni, for those of you that are a fan of that stuff as well. Some words about propagation and how propagation works, some operating procedures in QSOs between amateur operators, some things about meteor trails and working meteor, Earth, Moon, Earth. This information just keeps going on, and I'm at the back of the book, and these are just wonderful things. So get yourself a copy of the Ham Radio Guide by Giovanni Scavino, IK0WMJ, and add that to your collection in your shack. Heck, get a few for your friends because they make great Christmas gifts. And so I hope you found my shopping expedition and what was in my bag interesting. Maybe you found some stuff for yourself. All the links are down below to the products I bought so that you can find them for yourself. I received no commission from this. I did have a couple of freebies there in the list, and I revealed those as I was going along. Full disclosure as always. Hey, thanks for watching, and 73.